is now time to explain to people just what's wrong with me. Yay!
Hey, full disclosure, some of this was chopped up, so it's not exactly in order, but it's as close as I can get it, so deal with it. Any questions, you can always hit me up at the Jimmy James Show at email or voice message me on anchor.fm. It's the Jimmy James Show /message. Alright guys, hope your day is better than mine's going. Peace out.
People also ask types of anxiety disorders. What are the 10 anxiety disorders? Generalized. Okay, I'm gonna get serious for a minute. Get back on the my expertise in this, because I am part of this. It's not fun. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Generalized anxiety disorder. You feel excessive, unrealistic worry and tension with little or no reason. Yes and yes. Is that you? Do you feel that? I feel it. I feel it every day. That is a true statement. I honestly wouldn't wish that on anybody. The people out there who have anxiety and ADHD and all that, they know what I'm talking about. They're right there. They're like, yeah, I get it. I get that every day. I was going to make a show about shit I hate, but I figured, like I said, I get back on my area of expertise on when it comes to this. Sorry about that cracking noise in the back. Still haven't found any kind of WD-40 for that fucking chair. Anyway, so disorder. Okay, so you feel excessive, unrealistic worry and tension with little or no reason. This is absolutely true. Let me give you a best example. Like right now, literally right now, I could feel tension. Like that's an understatement. Under wording. We're not wording this right. It's like you could feel like things are just too many things are going on, or things that are not, that you don't have to worry about that much. You're overly worried about it. It's like you're stressing yourself out for very little. Sorry about that. For very little worry, you're stressing yourself out tremendously. Stop. Right? It's just easy. Just stop. Just don't do that. No, that's why you hear like lighters going in the background. I'm always fucking doing something. I'm always fidgety. And it could ruin your day. People tend to get this like once a month. And I'm like, I would like to be you and your feelings for every month. Imagine getting them every day and dealing with them every day. And you might have doctors be like, well, take this pill, take that pill, take this pill, try this, try that. But they don't know what's really going on with you, and you don't know what's going on with you. That's the whole point of this fucking disease. It's a chemical imbalance in your brain bullshit, which I believe to a point, doctors don't know how to cure it. I don't think it's ever going to be curable to a point where I don't think medicine's going to be able to do it. I don't know. But right now, I don't think medicine itself, let's put it like that, is going to be able to cure it. Of course, you could take fucking Xanax, knock yourself out, be numb to the world. I would never live that way. I actually am supposed to take them, but no. If I took them, this wouldn't be done, that wouldn't be done, nothing would be done. I've chose to do certain experiments on myself because it's my body, it's my feelings, it's the way I want to feel, and I'm trying to do my best to make myself feel that way. The way that whatever is sense of normalcy, the sense of normalness, whatever the fucking normal is, there's no such thing as normal. My uncle, my late uncle said, what is normal one time? He said, nobody, I was saying something that's not normal, and he would say, what is normal? Or nobody's normal or something, but I was like, you know, he's young. He's a young kid. I was like, he has a fucking point. What is normal? And that always stuck with me. It's nothing. Nobody's normal. Everybody's fucking weird to a point, you know? So that's that on that topic. I spent about 3 minutes figuring that out. All right. I'm just going down. Here's like what are 10 types of anxiety disorder. Okay, panic disorder. This is humongous. This I believe to, and let me say this again. This I believe to a point can be overcome, I guess. It has nothing to do with your age, maturity, nothing. It's all about the way you think, okay? Because that is, at the end of the day, anxiety, panic, all that stuff is in your brain, okay? I don't care what anybody tells you, it's all in your head. 99% of it is in your head. And the reason why I say 99%, because there's that percentages, which is life, which you can't control some things, and it might trigger your panic. I've been now almost, a year and a half, 2 years without anxiety. Panic disorder, where I am literally getting the panic attacks, should I say. I don't feel that anymore. I definitely get the anxiety, and I feel like it's there. But the last time where my heart was like a buck 90, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die" or something. That's been a while. And I think the last time I let myself get like that, I actually was laughing to the point. So let's go through the stages. You get the fear. And this is like throughout years of it, not just all one shot. You get the fear, and then you get angry as fuck that you're having them. And then you cry. And then you get a little angry, you punch the floor again, however you get your anxiety disorders. I like to fucking like buckle down and just like get so angry, clench my fucking fist, punch the floor. And then like you just start to be like, what the fuck? Like what are you going to do about it? It feels like when you're going through them, no matter how people say, "Oh, just relax, everything's okay." No, it's not. It's scary as fuck. Nobody really knows, because they don't, unless they've been through it themselves. And this is not just once in their lives, or, "Oh, I've had anxiety one time." No. You've had it a lot to understand what that person is going through. I give an applause to people who have the disorder or anxiety part, the panic disorder, should I say, and then they have the memory or the know-how and remember to actually videotape themselves. And they literally talk step by step what's going on. I used to not be able to do that. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't be able to do that. Not in those moments, because a lot of it was fear. I overcame that fear, but it's still there. It still feels like it can creep up on you any second. The thing is that whatever it is, I don't open the door for it no more, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know if you've ever overcame it, but if you have or you have not, but I've gotten to the point where I could feel it coming on, that whole panic, and I'm like, fuck, nah, I'm done. No more of that. I'm good. I've had that enough in my life. I mean, since I was like, 7, 8? I can remember having these fucking panic attack disorders. I still have quirks and shit that I do that help me get through the day, even though I know I'm doing them. And it's not a good or healthy thing to do. Like, I'm not saying anything bad, like, say good or healthy, but let's reword that better. God, I'm trying to think. If people feel their pulse all day, every day, that could be a thing. Trying to think of things I could do. Like, I tried to lay off coffee, but I was drinking a lot of it, even though I'm not supposed to. Side note on that, stay away from the fucking caffeine. That really helped out, because caffeine does not help people, especially with anxiety disorders. You may notice how I talk fast, right? Like, that's not every ADD. Listen to me. Fuck you and fuck anybody who says that to you. You know how to slow down. You know how to keep quiet. Alright? I don't have to slow down for nobody, unless you're literally slow yourself. If you can't keep up with the words that are coming out of my mouth, maybe you shouldn't be on the planet. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what is unhealthy for me. Is like coffee. I've slowed down on that. Cigarettes. Slowed down on that to a point. Let me just put the cigarette out, actually. And see, I'm not trying to get too crazy and off subject here. That's why I'm going to stay on subject today, because this is what it's for. This is what I did a podcast for. By the way, also help me podcasting. Fucking share. See right there, like, everything has to be perfect. By the way, quick note on ADHD. You ever feel like you sit there and be like, I must have OCD? Like, you ever feel that? Like, nah, it doesn't have to be clean. You can have like 20 other things going on. A bomb could be going off in your house, but like the remote has to be set there. This has to be put there. This has to be there. That's OCD. Even though your room looked like a fucking tornado just went by. Anyway, OCD on anxiety disorder. Add to the list. Next up on types of anxiety disorders. Social anxiety disorder. I've had this for 2 years. I was in a rut. 2 years I didn't want to go out. Nothing to do because I was afraid of people. I just didn't want to talk to people, if that makes any sense. I just didn't want to be around people. And I would walk up to the store and I would just start feeling that fucking anxiety coming on, the thing that I didn't beat yet. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, not now. And it just comes out of nowhere and you're like, what the fuck? And you gotta deal with it. And there's nothing much you could do. I don't know what to do or to tell you other than you gotta pretty much beat the panic disorder, and you gotta pretty much, I guess when I say this is gonna be hard. It's a disorder, right? But I want you to put things in order. That's how Dr. Jim, no. That's how, I'm not a doctor, by the way, so don't take my word as gold. Don't take my word as truth. I'm just telling you my personal experience from this, from, just life, I guess, because a doctor who's never had panic disorder will be like, well, I studied this. Here, take this pill. Let me know in 3 weeks how you feel. No. You're feeling it now. You know how you're going to feel when you get home, and you know how you're going to feel when you wake up. The question is how you going to feel a year from now, 2 years from now, because you want to beat it yourself. Fuck popping pills to help it help yourself. I personally do not like popping pills, but I will if it helps me beat this disorder even a little bit. Thus coming in, why don't you take your Xanax or whatever the fuck they're prescribing you? Is because I don't like the way it makes me personally feel. Even though I don't mind taking a piece or something at nighttime to help relax my brain, because your brain is at 1,000 miles per hour. If you have ADD, ADHD, and then have the anxiety part, the anxiety part of this on top of it, it's like annihilation for sleep. My sleeping schedule's always fucked up. Anyway, I'm going to get to the next one, which is specific phobias. I'll be coming up next right after the Anchor, sponsored by me. Spotify and Anchor. Alright guys, be right back. Stick right there. Don't go nowhere. We're getting the phobias next. Coming right up on the Jimmy James Show, A to Z. Alrighty, getting back to what's safe and what's not safe. Are you safe with me? Coming to be honest with you guys, whoever's listening, if you listen to this show and feel like you have some sort of disorder or ADHD or some kind of fucking letter alphabet disease that I call it, you should be seeing a doctor. Make sure you see a real doctor who has like a piece of paper on the wall and a nice frame. You go see him first, or her. I'm not sexist. Anyway, getting back in there. Is it sexist or is it sexism? I'm not racist. Is it not racist? I'm not racist. I don't know what the fuck the word racist means. Racist? Sexism? Sexist. That's it. Anyway. Alright. How have I successfully dealt with how have I successfully dealt with situations like this in the past? That is good. That is what kind of got me over the hump of having anxiety. Like the real pure fear of anxiety. Like, holy shit, oh my god, 1,000 miles an hour, your heart's racing. There's my lighter. It's not easy doing this and taking it serious and trying to be serious about this for even 1 minute, let alone 30 seconds. It's hard. It's hard to talk about this shit. It's hard to listen to it. I fucking hate it. That's my true self telling you I fucking hate it. How have I successfully dealt with this in the situation in the past? I wouldn't say good. I'm not going to say horrible, but I'm dealing with it better. I'm here. These are laughs of pain. Actually, I gotta go back and redo all this because it was fucking terrible. I wanted to have the opening like, alright guys, I'm back. Let me get on to something more serious. How have I successfully dealt with situations like this in the past? You know, and then I tell you about it. But honestly, I've dealt with it as the best I can. Making a podcast, getting things done little by little, day by day. That's all I can do. And make sure you know when to give yourself a break. Sometimes you can overdo things without knowing it because you feel like you're guilty or you are not deserving or you might not. You felt broken in the past and you feel like, alright, I'm doing better, but did I do enough today to cover up? Listen, there's no fucking amount of anything. What I told somebody recently who was going through something, I said to this person, I said, get one thing done a day. Just one thing. Go from there. And this person was pretty bad. This person was in rough shape. And I'm giving advice to another person. This is not over a phone. This is in real life. And I said, do one thing at a day. One thing a day. Get something done. It could be small. It could be like, get a little laundry done. I don't know. Get that done. That's it for the day. Quit it. If you feel like doing something small, then do it. Then each day just give yourself a little more to do, but in increments. Small pieces. Small. I know I'm always joking around and saying shit on this show, but I mean, I do have a serious side of myself. So get that stuff done, and I think that will help out. Write a list down. I found out writing things down helped me out. If I remember something, I might just go into my recorder and say, remember this and such about a podcast or whatever. There's so many things in today's world, like, you just don't know what to do. How do I have 50,000 channels and nothing on the watch? I got a new Xbox One S, nothing to play. Got a new laptop, nothing to do on there. It sits on the desk 90% of the day. Alright, I'm gonna get on to the last little subject. I'm not making a whole thing out of this because it takes too much energy, and this is, for real, it does. It takes a lot of energy out of my brain to fucking get really serious about this shit, because I fucking hate this shit. But what I hate more than this is hate seeing somebody go through it and knowing that I've came this far with it, and you might be older or younger in your life, and you might feel in this point of your life like, I'm never going to get over this anxiety's never going to go away. Listen, I didn't do this by myself. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. Honestly, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I found out that, wow, a lot of people have similar problems the way I do. Similar little things, little phobias, right? Specific phobias that are like me. And I even went on YouTube and I went in and it was really, oh God, I actually recommended this. I don't know if I recommended it in the show, but I definitely recommended it in one of my podcasters, or my buddies, I'm sorry. And I said, have you seen this doctor lady before? She talked on YouTube, and I really watched her. And I was listening. I'm like, yeah, you don't feel too much alone. So, once I find it out here, I'm going to put it in. And then, I want to put this, I'm so, like, YouTube. What else could I do? You know, like, I can't tell you anything else. She's good. I should know her name. I haven't watched her in a while because I haven't had the need to watch, but there's times where you feel like you're going through anxiety and you're just like losing your shit. You don't know how to deal with it, or you might have somebody that's going through it. I can't find it right now. Fuck. Anyway, you might have somebody who's going through it and you don't know how to deal with them. So, getting on to that, I'll put the channel up in the description there. Just look at my thing. Alright, next one is, fuck, did I miss it? 1 second. It's not very bad. Alright, next up we got, who might be able to help me? This is easy. You guys know this answer. You talk to this person 99.9% of the day. You figuring it out? Yeah, it's you. Yeah, you are going to help you. Just like any other situation, you have to get yourself out of this. Or you have to get yourself in a better routine that's going to better you from this. From this disorder. This fucking disorder is disgusting. I hate it, and I hate that anybody has to go through it. Alright, this is the number 6 on this list. This is people also, I think this is the last one, thank God. What's one small step I can take right now to feel better? And I kind of mentioned that already. One small step you can take is you want to take all the stress you have and just throw it out, right? Like you just want to feel whatever the closest to normal feels, right? No money stresses, no this, no that. No. Like, listen, trust me, I get it. I am not rich. I don't do this for money. Holy shit, no I don't. I wouldn't be able to do this if I was doing it for money. But I will tell you, what we talked about would help. That's one thing, is one thing a day. No matter what it is. It doesn't have to be physical either. But keep your mind busy. Okay, I'll give you an example for this. Let's say you can't do any physical anyway, or whatever. Put something on TV. Like I said, YouTube, I'll put that thing in there. An hour. Give yourself 1 hour dedicated to just saying if anybody out there goes through similar stuff like you do. Exactly like you. Like maybe feel your pulse. Maybe you have specifics. I know there's a whole bunch of them, but I don't know what's specific to the person who's listening. So I'm just going to spur off a couple. You feel your pulse. You might have to count fucking lines in the wall, line cracks, like the OCD kind of falls under OCD. You might have to go upstairs because you don't, or to your room, wherever the upstairs, downstairs. You might have to go to your room. You might feel as though you can't talk up until a certain point. You got to stop talking. And this is nothing personal. I'm just giving you ideas off the top of my head. Feeling your pulse is huge. And then you overthink things in your head. It's hard to stop overthinking. But this is one small step I can take that might better you right now. I've already suggested to people like me, like, hey, start a podcast. You don't have to fucking publish anything. But then do it like you're publishing it. That's what I want you to do. So go to anchor.fm, right? Download the app, and then start an episode. Like, you can have it started like, my first episode of ADHD and what it does to me. Write it down, whatever you want in there, and then talk about that specific, and then have another episode. Okay, now like I said, you don't have to publish them. So only people who are going to be hearing these episodes are you. You don't have to put any ads, you don't have to do trailers, you don't have to do anything. You could basically set it up like a diary. Like your personal journal and journey through life. So it's your journal of your journey through life. And you're growing with me. So in a weird way, my first episode is the start of me. Ask me what my 10th episode is, I can't remember. I'll remember my first one always because it was the start of me. That didn't have to be public, but I made it seem like I was going to be put in a public. I didn't publish it right away, and I added shit as I went along. And I went back and was like, well, you've came this far, now come a little further. And this is me getting into the serious part of it. Take a step. Doesn't have to be podcasting or anything with digital. You can write it down. I used to like doing poems. I still do. I do poems. I do have a podcast on poems. And it's just me fucking sprouting off at poems I've written. And other poems that are good, but I didn't release it, I didn't publish it. And you might say, well, why didn't you? Well, because I'm not. It's my personal point of view on how I feel about the situation. I am not ready to publish that, nor would I give a shit what anybody thinks. I am just personally not ready to publish it. Just like there's a lot of these that I do that I might go back 5-10 minutes later on and be like, you know what, I'm not putting that out. Because I try to take a serious topic, and I put too many jokes and I was fucking around too much. When somebody out there might actually be like, holy shit, I need to hear what he's trying to say. I wish he'd stop joking around about it. So this is me being serious. I promise you guys I will do something serious with no joking. It's going to be a little hard because it's part of who I am, and you got to get into that, but I will do my best to answer these questions. Like, I'm reading these right off the Google, the internet right now. So, like, I'm reading these. These are just off the top of my head. I didn't plan this out ahead of time and say, well, this is what my show is going to be about. Let me write all the answers down and I can just answer them. This is me being authentic and coming to you as clearly and as weirdly as I can come to you. Because that's the way you should receive other people, and people should receive you. I don't like people who have all their answers written down already. I'm not saying I've never done that, but when it comes to this shit, I'd rather be like in the moment, not have a speech prepared like fucking psychiatrists do, And I'm not saying seeing a psychiatrist is bad or good. It's whatever your point of view. Your POV will tell you what you want to do. So for the last 2 minutes of this episode, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to read to you the 5 facts of anxiety. I literally have not read these myself, and I'm just going to go down them and I'm going to say yay or nay to them. Anxiety can be helpful. Yay and nay. Anxiety is pretty much part of life. Doesn't matter. You're never going to get rid of it. It's built in our DNA or some shit. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. What the fuck do I know? Generalized anxiety disorders often begins in childhood. That is true, I believe, but that's true. It's fucking true. Anxieties may be they're partly genetic. Yes, that is true. Women are twice as likely as men to develop an anxiety disorder. I don't know that for a fact, but if that's what it says, I guess. I don't know. So I don't know on that one. Anxiety disorders increase your risk of health problems. Yes, that is true. Very true. I gotta take that little part there and put that towards myself. There's a link between anxiety and depression. Absolutely 1000% true. Yay. Anxiety can cause physical symptoms. Yes, this is true. This is one of the reasons why I've stopped having the anxiety, and I had to get my shit together. That was it. Alright, we are done. I am shutting that down. I'm done. That is true. If you have any questions, anything relating to this, you let me know. I'm going to look up that doctor's thing and drop the link in there before I forget, because sometimes I'll just forget. Alright, guys. Well, that's pretty much it. Oh, sorry, that's my trailer going in the background. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go to my videos, and I'll let you know when I find it. As of right now, though, I want you guys to take care of yourself and one another, like I always say, but in this episode, I want you to do one thing the next day that you normally wouldn't do to better yourself with the anxiety. Okay? Now, whatever that is, if it's watching that YouTube or cleaning up your room or whatever it is you gotta do, I'll let you know what I did. Okay? So tomorrow I'll do something for an hour and I'll let you know something different off my pattern, and I'll let you know the next time I make a podcast. Alright guys, well this is Jimmy James, A to Z, the show, and I'm Jimmy James, your host. Enjoy yourselves. Take time out to enjoy life. Enjoy the little things. Okay, guys. Take care of yourselves and one another. Peace out.